here. I love it. Hold on one second. Al Randolph, you barely made it in. All right. All right. All right. All right. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. Oh, let me close that up. There we go. I guess that would help a little bit. How's everybody doing this morning? Blessed, on top, and rising. Man, I tell you what a great weekend we've had. How many guys enjoyed Friday night happy hour? Yes, yes. What about Saturday training? Oh my God, how to get 13 months out of a year. Not 12 months, but 13 months. And then last night we went over, oh my God, the skills, the 4 steps. Remember that last night? That was powerful. Thank you all for being on the call today. Well, it's a second week of a brand new month. We're excited about it. Brand new, happy new year to a lot of you. Hey, listen, I want to say thank you so much for being on the call. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I love you guys. I'd like to give a shout out real quick to Miss Vernell Hughes. Thank you for joining the call. Mr. Winston Herbert just getting in. Hey, all you folks got on time, just got on early. I want to give you guys a hand. Come on, all of you that got on time, give yourselves a hand. All of you that got on before 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 10 minutes early, love you. Thank you so much. Miss Ursula Allen, thank you so much. Miss Marcia Carter, good morning. Miss Diane Collins in Australia. Where is she at? I got to see that lady. Put her yellow. She got that yellow. That's what Miss Ismail had on last Monday, is her yellow jacket. See, I'm so in tune to you guys, you have no idea. And if I could get you guys to do the same, cool, what would be this year in 2021? Hey, I also like to thank Miss Pat. Where's Miss Pat Robinson? There she is. Good morning, dear. I'd also like to thank Miss Caroline Baker. Thank you so much. Mr. Freddie Sherman, good morning. We got a couple more people trying to get in here. Let's admit, Mr. Winston. All right. Mr. Winston Herbert got his shirt finally. We sent out his shirt last week. He finally got it. Thank you, sir. Mr. Freddie Sherman, man, you've been hanging in there with us. You've been getting a lot out of this, I could tell. Miss Celia up in Woodland, California, thank you, dear. You're an amazing, amazing, amazing lady. Appreciate you so much as well. Hey, I'd also like to thank Mr. Dale Ranson. Uh-oh, people are still trying to jump in. Daryl Ranson, good morning, sir. There we go. There we go. Man, usually you turn this way. The last 2 times I've been training, you were like right here. I love it. That's how you should be, right there listening, taking notes. Appreciate you. Let's go. Ms. Zoe Duffy, good morning, a part of the bakery organization. Marie in San Diego, good morning. Mr. Payon in Japan, good morning, sir. And his lovely wife, where's she at? Oh, there she is. Ms. Konohara, good morning, dear. Good evening for you guys. That's right, Japan time. Jordan Say, I love that you've been being consistent, sir. Keep it up. Mr. Lance Kelly, I'm expecting a lot out of you this year, young man. Mr. Marvin Carter, Regional Director out of Fresno, California. Good morning. Where's Miss Kathleen Williams? There she is. There she is. Give me a wave, young lady. Well, I like that purple watch band. I like it. I love it. I love it. Hey, Miss Sensational. Where's she at in Florida? She's in Florida. Got all the way to Florida. Where's those glasses? Where's she at? I can't. Oh, there she is. She got the. Oh yeah. Well, that lady got more glasses than Mr. Nelson. That guy loves his glasses. You're the female. Okay, they love her glasses. All right. Mr. Bill Bailey, sir. Good morning. Good seeing you. Mr. Corey Alexander. How you doing this morning, sir? Wave at me, sir. I see you. Mr. Anderson. Alexander. Mr. Alexander. Good morning, sir. There you go. All right. Also, Frank and Patricia Bowman up in Elk Grove, California. Hey, I want to give a special shout out, everybody, to a guy that means so much to me. Can we give Mr. Bree Clemens a hand for all he does for all of us? Mr. Bree Clemens in Nashville, Tennessee. Thank you, sir, for all you do for all of us. He's just a stand-up guy. I call him anytime or day or night. He's right there just to help. He is a true saint and a giver. So I want to give a shout out to him. Miss Anna Inez down in Texas. Good morning, dear. Mr. Sam Foster down in Texas as well with the TDJ's Ministries. Good morning, sir. Miss Castro down in Phoenix, Arizona. That lady is amazing. Regional Director, Mr. Julian Lewis. My God, sir. Can't wait till tomorrow. I got my seatbelt right here. I'm ready for you for tomorrow as well. I mean, I know I'm gonna have to use it for Miss Ismail today, but got that seatbelt ready for you tomorrow. Yeah. Oh yeah, because I know how you like to break. Hey, if you guys missed, he did a great job on how to internet prospect and how he's getting in all these other groups. Did a phenomenal job last Tuesday. Matter of fact, last Tuesday, watch this. I'm gonna tell you what he talked about last Tuesday. He says he had on his T-shirt, "Be you, you'll adjust." I love it, man. See, are you taking notes like Al Thomas? Oh my God, I love it. Thank you, sir. Mr. Harrison Mill, good morning, sir. Again, thank you so much. Hope out in Albany, California. I miss Albany. I used to go through Albany quite a bit. Hope, HOPE, helping other people excel. Good morning. Regional Vice President Platinum, Miss Jocelyn Driscoll, to join us this morning. Good morning, dear. Good morning. Good morning. Back. She's back with the family from the holidays up at their place in Montana. Thank you so much for being with us this morning. Appreciate you, dear. And I know she loves her some Natasha Ismail. I know she does. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Harold Gasson. Good morning, sir. Also, Miss Joyce Brewer, good seeing you, dear. T. Hayes, good morning. Gail Wiggins, thank you so much. Miss Natalie Pereira in Vegas, thank you. Miss Angeline Caron in Fresno, thank you so much. Miss Christina Blitz, good morning. Gail Wiggins, I already gave you that one. And Mr. Ryan Swallow, part of the bakery organization up in the Sacramento area. Oh, we got more. Oh, Tracy Gilmore, good seeing you, dear. Mr. Eugene Cage, good morning. We got a special person who had a birthday on Saturday. Miss Hussein Ismail is joining us to list this lovely wife. Good morning, sir. Happy birthday to you. All right. The professor, you know who he is, Dave Culver. Good morning. Miss Evelyn Phibbs, good morning, dear. It's good seeing you on the call this morning. You are amazing, young lady. Thank you so much for all you do. Miss Bori Shelton, good morning, dear. Thank you so much. Our prayers have been out for you and her family. Her father passed away a week or two ago, and we want to thank you for being on the call. You're an extraordinary young lady. You are amazing. Let's see who we got. Oh, Casey Carter. Yes, sir. He's a Laker hater. I'm like, he's a Laker fan. He loves the Lakers down there in San Diego. And Mr. Al Randolph, thank you so much for joining. And MC McCall, thank you so much. I want to thank you. And Janie, good morning. Good morning, all. Hey, we got a great call lined up. As you well know, this young lady gave us a training last week that was phenomenal. But before I bring it up, don't forget tonight at 6 o'clock, right back here, we have a power hour. We're going to be making calls, getting people lined up. Because remember, anybody from last week on Monday that got 5 Vivids is getting this Apple Watch. The newness of it. Man, an Apple Watch just for going out and getting 5 Vivid customers tonight at 6 o'clock. We hope to give that away and come on back because who knows what we're going to do tonight. Anyway, without further ado, this young lady did a great training to start us off. Miss Diane Collins got the yellow blouse on. She had a yellow blazer last week to start us off. The first conference call of the year. I can't wait to see what she's got on today. She's got her phone blocked until she gets up here. Her message last week was, be your own cheerleader. You might want to write that down because she may take off from that. Be your own cheerleader. And she says, done is better than perfect. And I love the trainings that is going on this year. You guys get a journal, take notes. Without further ado, she hails from the Fresno area. She's got 2 beautiful little babies that walk around on all 4 legs. She's got a handsome husband that holds down the fort. He let his wife, oh my gosh, here's why I've got so much respect for him. He let his wife be a woman and he goes to be a man, and they come together in the evening. And there's no question about their love for each other, and they're building an empire together so they can have some babies soon. And without further ado, 3.0, yeah, that's right, had a birthday in December. That's right, none other than Miss Natasha Ismail. Let's give her hands together. Yeah.
Good morning, everyone. Yeah. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Thank you so much, Mr. Thomas. Can you hear me? Are we good? Are we good?
Ma'am.
All right, 1 second here. Oh. All right. So, good morning, everyone. I had yellow on last week, as Mr. Thomas told you, but today I decided to have like this highlighter orange. It's one of my favorite Nike shirts, and I'll say just do it a little bit later. But I want to thank Mr. Thomas so much for giving me the opportunity to speak to everyone today. And I hope you guys are all really, really excited. It's the second training that we're getting to do this year on a Monday, and we're already going into the second week of 2021. How crazy is that? Second week. So I hope you guys are ready. I'm gonna give everyone a second, grab your notebooks, and because once we get started, I mean, we're taking off. So all right, so I want to thank Mr. Thomas first of all. Now I want everybody to think about this. How many of you actually really know his story? So if I were to ask you, what did Mr. Thomas do before this? How many of you actually know his accomplishments? How many of us actually know how many kids he has? What he used to do for work? What big things he's achieved in life? So I ask that because sometimes when we're we look at so many people that are in the company or have success and things like that, but we don't know what their actual story is. So today, what we're going to talk about is stories, because guess what? Everybody has one, including you. And sometimes I hear stories from Mr. Thomas, and I just can't believe the things that he had to go through in order to achieve the level of success that he has. And his persistence and that no quit attitude, I don't know if I've ever met anybody like that. So the fact that you have a senior vice president that's been published in magazines for 10 plus years in a row, been in this industry for decades, been at the top, no less, for decades, and every single day, 7 days a week, we get to hear from him. We get to be mentored by him. I have not met anybody else that does that. So before we get started, I just want to give it back to Mr. Thomas for just being an amazing leader that he is. And if I had the Yoda thing like he does, I would hold it up, but I'm sure he has it. He'll pull it up in a second. So I want to talk to you guys about stories today. And think about stories. We've been learning from stories via stories for as long as people can remember. That's one of the oldest forms of communication is stories. We relate better to them. We listen better and we retain better. They're analogies, they're things like that, and we relate to them. Think about it. There are people that started calling me the teacup lady. Okay, the teacup lady. So how many of us related with that story? Just raise your hand. Exactly. So when we listen to stories, it takes us back to when we were little. Think about it. Parents reading us bedtime stories, or in kindergarten, the teacher would read you stories, preschool, all of that stuff. So my favorite movie is Rocky. You guys know that. So think about Rocky for a second. If he didn't have all of the ups and downs or all of the challenges that he had, would anybody love him? Probably not, right? Because everything that he went through is what made him Rocky. All of the ups, all of the downs, everything. And every single person hearing my voice right now, whether you believe it or not, you have a story that is meant for somebody else to hear. Your life is meant to be inspiration for somebody out there that you probably don't even know yet. I can't even tell you, Mr. Thomas told me one day, he's like, people are going to hear your story. They're going to come thank you. You won't even know them. And I was like, yeah, okay, that's going to happen in my head, right? But it's starting to happen. There's people that reach out to me. I have no clue who they are. Mr. Lewis knows what I'm talking about. We have no clue who these people are. We just met them and they're so amazing. And it's because we're deciding to tell our story. We're deciding to tell other people's stories. So what I'm going to do is we're going to have a little bit of fun, because that was one of my things on this year's checklist, is we're going to have a little bit more fun this year. So I'm going to tell you guys stories, a few stories of people that are in the company, at the top of the company, whatever it is. And I want you guys to guess who I'm talking about. Can we do that? We're going to guess who I'm talking about. Okay. So now these people aren't extraordinary. These are ordinary people that had extraordinary dreams. Extraordinary dreams. Okay. So this first man was a fire captain for the state of California. His wife used to work 2 jobs full time. I see Miss Caroline Baker already mouthing it. 2 jobs full time. And she was a single mom at the time. They came together, built ACN together. Who am I talking about? Yep, Mr. and Mrs. King. See how you guys guessed that? All right, now, this man was a 5th grade teacher when one of his fraternity brothers showed him an opportunity to be able to pay off his student debt. He later then met a lady in ACN that was an electrical engineer, and they both got married and built 2 separate senior vice president positions and are both now at the top of the company. Who am I talking about? You got it, the Burts. Now, there's 2 brothers. You guys already know. I don't even have to finish the story. There's 2 brothers that one was a car salesman. The other one used to sell t-shirts out of the trunk of his car and mow lawns. And they found themselves going 2 separate paths, and they wanted something that they'd be able to build together. Their dad worked for a big corporation and he ended up being let go, and they didn't want that kind of insecurity. So they decided to get started. Who am I talking about? And now they're both at the top of the company in separate positions. You guys got it. Exactly, the Mazers. Now, this lady was a stay-at-home mom. She's actually the one. How do you guys know? I didn't even say anything. That's all I said. Stay-at-home mom. Okay, so she's actually responsible for introducing the co-founders that brought the company together. All she wanted to do was to be able to make a little bit of extra money to be able to get her nails done and take her family to Sunday brunch without having to worry about anything. Debbie Davis. And rest in peace to her husband, which was an amazing man as well. Now, do you guys see how important these stories are? I don't even have to complete the story and you guys are recognizing who they are, okay? Now, this man was laid off from a major corporation after being promised that he was gonna get to stay there for 40 years. He was laid off after a year and a half. And then he had a car accident that completely changed his life. One of the people I named previously had taprooted 6 levels deep and found this man that was living with one of his friends. Yes, Mr. Dan Volanino. Miss Sensational from Florida, you would guess that, okay? Now, this man was a taxi driver in New York. He was from Bangladesh. He barely knew any English, but he decided to take a chance on this big dream that one of his clients showed him. And the only thing his wife was telling him was, hey, if this works, I just want a maid. I don't want anything else, because she didn't really believe him in the beginning. And now, custom homes, maids, you name it, and at the top of the company. Who am I talking about? I see Mr. Dave Culver. This is so much fun. Mr. MD Rahman. Now, next, this woman was a discrimination attorney and her husband was an international consultant, which she was always gone for weeks at a time. They lacked the time and quality of life until one of her clients showed her the business. Miss Gabriel, Miss Leanne Gabriel, exactly. Miss Sherian's on it. I don't know if you're flipping through a magazine with me or what. All right. Now, this man owned 5 real estate companies, and his wife has her master's degree in exercise physiology as well. And I'm not talking about myself. Who is this person? Owned 5 real estate companies. Yes, Mr. Adam Roop. And after doing ACN for a few years, sold all of them. And now is full-time. How crazy is that? And they just had the cutest little baby girl. Okay, next. This man was a civil engineer traveling 80 to 100 hours a week, then found out him and his fiance were about to have a baby. And he decided, I'm gonna raise my child and not anybody else. I don't wanna be gone from my child's life. Who is it? Mr. Julian Lewis. You guys got it, you guys are good at this. All right, this man used to own one of the largest brokerages in California. He owned the mortgage company. He owned a piece of the insurance company. He's owned a hotel before, among other things. And when he saw this business, it made sense to him. And he said, quote unquote, I found home here. Mr. Thomas. Now, this lady her and her husband owned one of the largest construction companies, luxury construction for homes, and she was a full-time hairdresser. She would be booked out years in advance because she's so amazing and she's so good at it. She still always looks amazing with her hair. You already got it. Miss Jocelyn Driscoll. This next individual was an aspiring actor that worked 2 other jobs during the night, was a bartender, worked in the golf business, Mr. Dean Torelli. And for those of you that don't know, he's been in Baywatch. He's been in like Goodfellas. He's been in a lot of movies and Verizon commercials and a bunch of stuff. You guys could look it up. I watched all of them. Now, I'm going to tell you another story. So this person's parents came here with nothing but $1 and a dream, and slowly built their way up to what their level of success was, and eventually owned their own traditional business. But we know with traditional business, the business owns them, not the other way around. So at an early age, this individual found out how important money was. But traditions started to become missing birthdays and holidays versus spending them together. So she played sports when she was younger. And after all of the games, when all of the kids would run up to their parents to go hug them and celebrate, she didn't have anybody to run to. There was nobody waiting for her after the game was over because her parents were always working. Missing Christmases was the new tradition. Missing birthdays was the new tradition. So what she started to do was she started to sell candy out of her backpack in an effort to make some more money, because she thought, hey, maybe if I can make some extra money, I can have my family together, or they can actually come see me play a basketball game. So when this woman met her husband, he had a similar story, and they decided that they were not going to let that happen to their kids. And being in traditional business, they found themselves in the same situation until they found this business. They saw another way. Who am I talking about? Oh, you guys are all pointing at me. Yep, I'm talking about myself. So each of you has a story. And I heard a quote the other day that said, if you have to have your hands in it, you'll never stop working. And that's exactly what a traditional business is. You have to be there all the time. So my message to everyone today is turn your mess into your message. Every single person on the line has gone through something, and you might not feel like that's the thing that you want to share, or it might even be something that you're trying to hide or avoid because it's so painful and you don't like digging it up. That memory of myself playing sports, and after the game's over, everybody's running to their parents and I had nobody to run to. I would kind of just stand around until my friends were done with their parents and come back. And after choir recitals, everyone would, have their parents waiting for them with flowers and things like that. And I didn't have anybody to run to. You have something like that that is so painful that you try to avoid talking about it. I avoided that for years. I never told anybody that. But we're already in 2021. There's people that need to hear your story. The one thing that you're trying to avoid or you don't want to share could be the one thing that somebody else needs to hear in order to say, hey, that sounds like me. I want to do what they're doing. Because look, one thing that everybody has in common is they want a better tomorrow for themselves and their family. Everybody wants to get to the next level. Nobody wants to struggle to pay rent or struggle to pay bills or struggle to buy groceries. I remember what that was like. One day, my husband and I were sitting on the couch and he had got, kind of jacked up on a deal. And we're sitting there and we're just thinking, how are we going to do this? And we're in our small apartment. How are we going to pay the rent? How are we going to buy groceries? Do we have to move in with parents or something? Like, what do we have to do? There's something that you have been through that only you can share with the world. You have something that shows people a better way that can lead them to a better tomorrow. But if you're not out there sharing your story, or if you don't even know how to share your story or write your story, how are people supposed to find us? And somebody yesterday was talking about, well, I'm just dealing with the cards that I've been dealt. And I told that person, first of all, I want you to shift your mindset. Because in life, everybody's going to be dealt with the hand of cards, but you win by playing that hand of cards like it's the exact hand that you wanted to be dealt. You can't just say, I'm dealing with it. No, you deal with it by acting like those are the exact cards that you wanted. And when you realize that everything is happening for you and not to you, that's when things are going to start to shift. So I want everybody on the line right now to be bold. I want you to tell your story. Use other people's stories. How many people do you think, if I shared Aaron Bird's story with, that was a teacher, could relate to him? A lot of people right now. A lot of people. What about engineers, lawyers, doctors, surgeons? All kinds of professionals, all kinds of ordinary people with extraordinary dreams. So journal your journey. Write the ups and downs. Write everything that you're going through. If somebody says they don't want to do this, write it down. Write down how it made you feel, because guess what? All of this stuff one day is going to be a part of your story. And that's what entrepreneurship is all about. It's not easy building a business, and no less when you can't see people. But is it worth it? Absolutely. Welcome to entrepreneurship. I was reading in the magazine that Mr. Thomas is in, that he said the biggest thing for people when they first get started is they get discouraged when people say no to them. So it's very, very important to keep their mindset strong, so that way they understand that this is a long-term business. This is not a get rich quick. If somebody tells you that, run away. If you're wearing heels, if you could run in them, run, kick them off, run away, whatever you need to do. But understand, this is a long-term business. What you do now is going to benefit the generations after you, and you're going to be the one they have a picture of on top of their fireplace, because they're going to be able to have one instead of some great grandpa. It's going to be you. Great grandma. It's going to be you. All of the generations before you have gone through certain things that they had to go through. Depending on the time, they did what they had to do, but you're the one that your bloodline has been waiting for to change the game. You're the one that's on this call right now. You're the one that has this business. Debbie Davis, she said, I started believing as if I already had the money I wanted, as if I already had the business I wanted, as if I already had the team I wanted, as if I already had the house I wanted, as if I could go get my nails done. Act as if. How would you feel right now if you closed your eyes and you were sitting in your dream home? How would you feel if you got into your car and it was your dream car? That feeling and that smile that just came across your face, feel that feeling. Act as if. She said, I treated this business as $1 million business, and that's how it'll pay you. But if you treat it like it was only a couple of $100s, guess how it'll pay you? A couple $100, if that, if you get to work. Because this is a business. It's not a hobby. And if you expect it and treat it like a hobby, it's going to make you hobby money. And hobbies don't make us money. They cost us money. So I don't know about everybody else, but I'm not just trying to have another hobby or just spend money. We're all here to make money, because guess what? Your family and future depends on it. So start treating this like $1 million business, and that's how it'll treat you. And a lot of us are still climbing. And guess what? The longer the climb, the bigger the mountain. The bigger the mountain, the higher the view. The higher the view, the better the view. And not everyone has climbed Mount Everest. Can we agree on that? But the ones that did, the ones that took a chance, were there people that died along the way? Yes, there were. It's not easy. It's a dangerous path. But the ones that took a chance, the ones that actually had the guts to go do it, they've had an experience that no one else will ever have. And they've seen a view that only people can dream of. So I'm telling all of you to go dream, go big, because I found out I was playing so small. When you look into this industry, you look at the millions of dollars that are being paid out every single day, millions of dollars every single day. Why are they not in our bank accounts? There's nothing stopping us but ourselves. When you start looking at this business or any home-based business as a gift that you have to share with the world, your mentality is going to change. Being scared is going to go away. It's not even going to matter. When I'm sharing my story, I don't care about the people that don't want to hear it or the ones that are going to say, I don't want to do it, or it's not going to work, or whatever it is. I don't care. I'm speaking for that one person that's going to say, I resonated with her. I want to do what she's doing. She just changed my life. Wait for the shoulder tap moments in life. You want those moments when people come to you and tap you on the shoulder and you turn around at an international and they say, you changed my life. Because of you, I was inspired. Because of you, I kept going. Magali, do you know how many women you are going to impact? You're still climbing. Caroline, do you know how many women you are going to impact? You're still climbing. Miss Collins, keep climbing. Miss Williams, keep climbing. You have a big mountain. Mr. Corey, Miss Batiste, Miss Joyce, Miss Pat, Mr. Dave, Mr. Ishmael, Miss Akiko, you definitely keep going because you're in another country building. You're in a whole nother country and you're going to override that country one day. Mr. Ryan, Mr. Lewis, Mr. Cage, Miss Eileen, Mr. Payon, Coach Johnny, Miss Sensational, Mr. Tim. He's working and he's still on the call. Keep climbing. You have a big mountain to climb, but guess what? Your view is going to be way, way, way better at the top. But if you stop now, or if you don't share your story, that's not going to happen. And I don't know if I've said this before, but for some reason I'm getting the feeling to say it. I don't know if Ms. Driscoll is sending me vibes or something, but when people pass away, think about when your time comes, what do you want your tombstone to say? Here lies a woman who, or here lies a man who didn't go for it and died with hopes and dreams and so much potential. They could have been something so great, but they were just too scared to go for it. They just didn't believe enough in themselves. They could have had the life that they wanted, but instead they settled in life. Or do you want it to say, here lies a man or woman who decided to go for it. They were ordinary, but they had extraordinary dreams. They decided to take a chance on themselves. They decided to believe in what was possible versus look at what was impossible. They decided to dream big. They decided to take a chance on themselves and change the whole trajectory of their family and their future. Here lies a man or woman who went for it. You get to decide which one you want to be. There's people that didn't make it to today. I said it before, there's people that didn't make it to 2021, but you're here. So if you're not dead, you're not done. You have a story and it's time you start sharing it. The framework of a story, write this down really quickly. The framework of a story. The first part is you talk about your past, what you did before this business. For example, before this business, I was a teacher. Before this business, I was an engineer. Before this business, I was a doctor, lawyer, etc., whatever it is. But what I didn't like was ... So before this business, I was a blank. What I didn't like was, I didn't like not being able to spend time with my family. I didn't like missing holidays. I didn't like asking somebody for permission to attend somebody's funeral. The second part, when I saw this business, how'd you feel? I found that I can do this business from anywhere and I can spend time with my family. I don't have to miss holidays. because I ask myself for permission. I don't have to miss funerals because I'm my own boss. Third part, and I'm so excited for the future because ... Every single person on the line has a story. Use that framework. Create your story and tell the world, because there are people waiting on you to come to them in order for them to change their life. And they can't do it without you. So people are waiting on you right now, no pressure. They're waiting on you to go out there with your story. When you stop thinking about yourself, when we stop thinking about ourselves and our feelings, we're able to move past that and see that we have a world to change. But you can't change anybody else's world until you change your mind, until you change your own world. All you need is a mustard seed of belief. It doesn't take that much. Do I have my days? 100%. Some days I wake up, Julian Lewis knows this, we talk about it. Some days I wake up and I'm just like, I don't know if I can do this. Me? Like that imposter syndrome sets in, right? You're like, who do you think you are? You can't do this. And then the other side is like, yes, you can. Like Mr. Thomas voice, right? Yes, you can. And the other side, no, you can't. What? Don't let that imposter syndrome take over. Keep feeding your mind positivity constantly. When you get uninspired, go look through the magazines. Go look through these magazines. The stories in here, read them. I can't tell you how many times, especially when I first started, and every single time I doubted myself, I went to YouTube and I typed in the RVP and SVP promotions and I watched them over and over and over again. Imagine that being you. But those people decided to tell their story. So I'm going to challenge everyone today. So if you're up for the challenge, say yes in the chat. If you're up for the challenge, say yes in the chat. Because you know I love the chat because it's like I get to talk to you guys. Okay. My challenge to everyone today on January 11th, 2021 is the following. So write this down. I challenge you to create your story using that framework. You don't have to say the company name. You don't have to do any of that. Just write down your story using that framework. The second thing, either you make a 30-second video of yourself and you post it on Facebook, or you can post a picture of yourself and you write, let me introduce myself, or let me reintroduce myself. And then you write out your story in that framework. Everybody got it? So that's my challenge to everyone. You use that framework, write your story, post a 30-second video of yourself saying that story with the caption, let me reintroduce myself, or post a picture and you write it out with that and watch what happens. Because you're going to inspire someone that you never thought you would. Remember, the people that took a chance to climb Mount Everest saw a view that people can only dream of. Will you be one of them to get to the top of this mountain and see the view from there? So with that, Mr. Thomas, I will pass the call back to you.
Wow. That took the air right out of me. I just want to say this, as she said, what is your tombstone going to say? What is it going to say? You know, we had Jeff Davis just pass away, and that picture they post on Facebook, by the way, we were all in a hot air balloon. Chris King was with me in South Africa. We were on a hot air balloon with Mr. Greg Palmazzano, myself, Chris King, and the Davises. And as we landed, they took that picture and they posted that. So that picture means a lot. And I tell you what, Miss Natasha Ismail said amazing things. Miss Sensational put something in the chat, said priceless. Can we show Miss Ismail how much priceless, how much it meant to us to hear the combination, the love of observing, gave you some tips when you're down and out, how to bring your thoughts up, bring you up. Miss Ismail, I wrote this down just to give you this to you personally in front of everybody. This call was so encouraging. And I love how you put everybody's name on a video they all should do. And not only that, I would say as far as thinking about the date that you be at to get to that next promotion, I want to thank you for an outstanding call today. This call was amazing. And I'm going to end it with 4 things. And I want to say this, first of all, she was so transparent. We get these calls this year is going to be more, I said yes, more transparent. She told you stories about herself that she never told. I told one the other day I've never told. And look, we're here to rock your world for the betterment. One of the things I want to end with, the 3 things that I'm going to say that she said, everybody has a story. Everybody, you all mean so much to somebody. You're just a millionaire. You're just in training. Let me just say that. Number 2, we all have a different background. That's what makes it so a blessing. She talked about Debbie Davis. She talked about the Burt. She talked about the background of the Mazur. She's talked about the background of Chris and Rose King. She talked about her background, Miss Johnson, and so on and on. We all have different backgrounds. That's the blessing of this business. And not only that, I'm going to end with this. When are we going to hear your story? Like she said, when are we going to hear your story talked about? How do you get there? By blessing and changing more lives. Coach, you're on the call. Let's go. Let's change the lives. That's why they call you Coach. Folks, I want to thank her. Can we do one more thing? Let's give her one more. Come on. Let's put it in the chat for her. She loves to get to chat. Chat it up. Miss Natasha Ismail. Thank you. Tomorrow, keep coming. She loves that stuff. Miss Rose Guerrero, thank you so much. Miss Sully Woodside, thank you so much. Mr. Guy, everybody, thank you. Miss Natalie, thank you so much. Thank you. Man, wow. Now, as that little black book say, let's not be just hearers of the word. Let's be doers of what we heard today. Let's do it. Go make your video. Tomorrow, as his t-shirt said last week, it says, be you, they'll adjust. Without further ado, tomorrow we'll have the great one and only Mr. Julian Lewis tomorrow morning. But tonight at 6 o'clock, remember, the Apple Watch. Anybody's got 5 Vivids in the last week gets the Apple Watch.